Hello students, welcome to HTML part 2. Before starting HTML part 2, let us revise all the tags which were covered in HTML part 1. I have already prepared one web page for you. You can see coding on your web screen and its output on the right hand side. So first is your HTML tag, then we have head tag. Inside head tag there is an element called title, in which my second web page title is given. Let me show you this title. This title is displayed at the top in the title bar. See, this is the title, my second web page. Then I have used some attributes of body tag, like background is given as black and text color is white. The link which is given at the bottom, I click here, it is in yellow color. Active link is in red and visited link will be in magenta. We will discuss details of a link and v link later on. Next, I have used center tag to display ABC World School in the center of this web page. Then I have used 3 different lines. These lines are known as horizontal rule of different sizes, different colors and different widths. Like here 80% means 80% of this web page, web window, browser window. Then there is one very thin line, it is due to this HR, in which there is no attribute used. There is one more comment line. This is just a sample HTML document. This is called comment. Then I have used one heading, the largest heading H1, whose alignment is center, and the topic is coronavirus. You can see this coronavirus is in bold, italic and underline due to H, I and U. Then here we have started a new paragraph whose alignment is center, and there is only one line. Coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by a new virus. Now another heading, symptoms of disease. Here paragraph is left aligned. You can see some lines written in this paragraph. And at the end I have used one hyperlink, and this hyperlink will be activated when we click here, and so you can see all the tags are covered in this demonstration. You can also try before moving further. If you have any doubt, you can write it in comments. I will try to solve all your doubts. Our first topic is lists. As you can see on your screen, there are different types of lists which can be created in HTML. Bulleted list, multi-level list, ordered list, description list, etc. HTML lists are used to present list of information in a well-formed manner. There are 3 different types of lists in HTML, and each one has a specific purpose and meaning. So these 3 different types are unordered list, These are used to create a list of related items, but there is no particular order. Second one is ordered list. We have related items in a specific order like 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Third one is description list, in which you can see list of terms and their descriptions. Inside a list, you can also put text, images, links, line breaks, etc. You can also place an entire list inside a list item to create the nested list. To create an unordered list, we use UL tag. See example on your screen. So we simply write UL, then li is used to specify item names. For example, li apples, li bananas, li grapes, and then we close the UL tag. See the output. You can see output. This unordered list is also known as unnumbered or bulleted list. Now let us see attributes of unordered list. So there is only one attribute, that is type, and it has three values: disk, circle and square. If you see on screen, I have mentioned three types of unordered list. So first is type is equal to disk, second type is equal to circle, third is type is equal to square. See the output on the browser on the right hand side. Apples, bananas, grapes, these three lists have different types of bullets. First one is disk. In this, the circle is filled. Second one is circle, which is hollow, not filled, and third one is square. You can also try this code on your screen. Now next is ordered list. It is also called numbered list, as these are the lists that have numbers or letters in front of each item. Now there are two attributes of ordered list, that is type and start. The type attribute is used to specify the type of letters or numbers. See, there is a table on the screen. If you use type is equal to A, then you will see letters A, B, C, D, and if you use type is equal to small letter A, the letters will be in small letter A, B, C, D. Similarly, we have capital I for capital Roman numbers, small I for lowercase Roman numbers, and 1 for simple numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Second attribute is start. This attribute is used to set the starting value of the items at the beginning of the order list. For example, if you write start is equal to 5, then your output will be 5, 6, 7, as you can see on the screen. Now you should create your own web page as shown on the screen. Take your time and type this code in Notepad, save it and open it in a browser. You can see different types of order list with different values and different types. Now the third type of list is definition list. It is also known as description list. It consists of a definition term for which we use dt tag and a definition description. For this dd tag is used. Web browser generally format the definition on a new line and indent it. Indent means giving some space on the left hand side. See the code in Notepad. DL definition list, then DT definition term, hyperlink, and DD where definition of hyperlink is given, a link on a web page that points to a file or document or a web page. You can use this example or any other example of your choice. There is one more definition term, that is of hypertext. Then we have to close this DL and then body and HTML. Run it and see the output. It should match with the output on the right hand side. Now next is font tag. This tag is used to define font size, font color and font face of the text in a web page. Now there are three attributes of font tag: face, size and color. Font face is used to change the face of the text. Size is used to change the size of the font, and color changes the font color. See example: font size is equal to 4, color is equal to green, and write some text like words and things and close the font. So there are three different lines and you can see output of these at the bottom. Now let us see how images can be inserted in a web page. img tag is used to insert an image. Its attributes are src, width, height and alt. src is used to provide source as a file name or URL of the image to be inserted. Width is used to set the width of the image. Height is used to set the height of the image. Now alt is used to set the text which is to be displayed in case browser is not able to display the image. See example given on your screen. img src is equal to flag.jpg. Its width is 100 and height is 100. This source can be a URL also. See, there is an image, but in the second line f1.jpg is not an image, so browser is unable to display it. So therefore we have used alt and set the text Indian flag. So in case an image is not displayed, the alt text is displayed in place of image. Next topic is superscripts and subscripts. See the example: speed of light is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This 8 is written just above 10, so this is actually superscript. And see example: 2h2 plus O2. So this h2 contains 2 little bottom, so this is your subscript. So superscript is used to display text in superscript mode. Similarly, subscript is used to display text in subscript mode. You can see example, it is very easy. Now we move to main topic, that is HTML forms. You can see on screen right hand side there is a student form where a user can type something, and then after clicking on register all this data will go to web server. So HTML form is a document which stores information of a user on a web server using interactive controls. So HTML form contains form elements. Form elements are different types of input elements, for example text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, etc. Now there are different types of tags which are used to create a form. So first of all we have form tag. A form tag is used to define a form that is used to collect data from the user. Input tag is also used inside form tag. So this tag specifies the type of input for the user. The input element is displayed in several ways depending on the attribute type. Now there are three types of text inputs. First is a single line text input control. As the name suggests, in this user can write only single line. For example, first name input, type is equal to text and name is equal to first name. So this type is equal to text specifies that input type will be of text type in which single line can be inserted. Second is password input control. So if we write type is equal to password, then whatever user writes in this box, that will be displayed in the form of dots. Then we have multi-line text input. For example, if you want to give remarks to a student, then user has to write more than one line. In this case, we do not use input tag, we use text area. As example is given, text area, rows is equal to 5, columns is equal to 50. Rows is equal to 5 means we can write 5 lines in this text area. Columns is equal to 50 means in one row maximum 50 characters can be written. As you can see on your screen, there are two text fields for writing first name and writing last name. Now we will discuss attributes of input tag. The first is type. We have already discussed this one. So this indicates the type of input control, and for text input control it will be set to text. For example, text is equal to password. Second is name. It is used to provide name to that control. You can write any name, for example text1, text2. Third is value. This can be used to provide an initial value inside the control. For example, if you want to display something initially to a user, then value can be used. Then we have size. It specifies width of the text input control in terms of characters. As we have written size is equal to 20, it means 20 characters can be written in that text input control. Max length. It specifies the maximum number of characters a user can enter into a text box. Now we will discuss attributes of input tag for creating password field. Now there are 5 attributes as we have already discussed, but the difference is instead of text we will write type is equal to password. All other attributes are same. So with this what will happen, as you can see, the text which is written in password field will not be displayed, instead dots will be displayed in the browser. So next is attributes of text area. You can see on screen there is a description and a rectangle is there in which multiple lines can be written. So this is a text area. It is used when the user is required to give details that may be longer than a single sentence. Multi-line input controls are created using HTML text area tag. It has three attributes. First is name. It is used to specify name to this control. Second is rows. It indicates the number of rows of text area, that is number of lines. Then calls. It stands for columns. It indicates the number of columns of text area box. And now see on your screen there are two options at the bottom, maths, physics. These two are known as checkboxes. If we click with mouse, a tick can be displayed. Checkboxes are used when more than one option is required to be selected. They are also created using HTML input tag, but the type attribute is set to checkbox. See example below. Body form. Input type is equal to checkbox. And input type is equal to checkbox again for maths and physics. Now let us discuss attributes of checkbox control. So there are four attributes: type, name, value and check. Type attributes is set to checkbox to display checkbox, as you have already seen. Name, again it is used to provide name to a checkbox. Value, it provides a value to a checkbox. And then checked, it is used to set the box to checked position by default. For example, if you want to display maths by default, you can write checked. Next is radio button control. See at the bottom, again we have two options, maths, physics. These are rounded options. So these buttons are used when out of many options just one option is required to be selected. But in checkbox control, multiple items can be selected, not in radio buttons. So they are also created using input tag. You have to write input type is equal to radio, as you can see on the screen. Now attributes of radio button. Again we have type is equal to radio to indicate that the type of input control is radio. Name, value and checked, they have similar meanings as we discussed earlier. Now we have select box, combo box or list box control. Drop down box or a select box, or we can also say combo box or a list box. It is used when we have many options available to be selected, but only one or more items need to be selected by the user. It is created with select and option tag pair. See example is given on your screen. Form, select name is equal to stream. Then we have three options with values, science, commerce and humanities. So you can see output of this screen on the right hand side with green background. So this is your drop down list box from where user can select any one or more items. Now I am going to give you one example or a demo how to create forms and display it in browser. So I have already created a form, you can see in this notepad, and this is the output of this form. You can also use the same example for practice. So form username, so with this username is displayed, and input type is equal to text. With this a text box is there on right hand side whose name is T1 and size is 40 and max length is also 40. It means user can write maximum of 40 characters in username. Similarly, input type is equal to password. It will create a password field. Here user can write. So whatever you write in password field, it will not be displayed. Then next we have input type is equal to checkbox. With this you can see this checkbox where you can select it or deselect it. Due to this checked, it is displaying checked by default. Then there is a combo box with 3 options: science, commerce, humanities, as we discussed earlier, where user can select. Then we have radio button group for type of payment. There are 3 options: credit card, debit card and net banking. So for single selection, if I click on debit card, then credit card will be off. So it is only displaying one option out of 3. It is just due to name is equal to R1, name is equal to R1, name is equal to R1. If we write 3 different names, then it will not be possible, or single selection will not be possible. Now next we have a text area with rows 5 and columns 50, where you can write something. And here you can see please write comments. Here it is already written. If you want, you can remove it and write something. And last we have 2 buttons. First button is input type is equal to submit. So see, multiple lines can be written. So with this submit button, all this information will go to web browser, and by using type is equal to reset button will clear all the text written here. I hope now you can create your own forms. If you have any doubt, you can write in comments. There are more topics in this chapter which I will cover in HTML part 3. So thanks for watching, and please write your problems in the comment section. I will definitely solve your problems.